Hi guys, happy Friday. I was listening to a training the other day, and it was something that actually was probably last week, and I just have wanted to share it because it's just been kind of spinning around in my head for a while. But in the training, there was a guy who was talking about, he was telling a story about how this man or family, I guess I don't really know if it makes a difference, but how they invested and they bought a restaurant. And so it costed tens of hundreds of thousands of dollars to buy this franchise or this restaurant of their own. And so because they bought this thing for so much money, they had a lot at stake. So they they had their passion was this restaurant and just kind of owning their own business. And so to make it work, they were working really long hours. They're up at 7 o'clock every day, and they didn't close until 11 before the cleanup was done. And they did this day in and day out just to get their business to run. And for a long time, and this is probably a true story in most cases when you're owning restaurants and your own businesses, for a long time it took a very long time to even make their money back. So before they're even making a profit. So they're barely, new businesses barely break even in the beginning, but they worked for so many hours. So remember, 7 o'clock in the morning to 11 o'clock at night, they're doing all the work. They're barely breaking even, and they're certainly not making a profit, but their heart and soul was into this because it was something that they had a passion for, having this business, and also because they had so much at stake. Remember, they've had to pay so much money to get this business started. And so you can't really just be like, oh, this isn't going to work for me today. Because why? Well, because they have so much at stake. They have so much money already into this company, into their business that they're running, that they have to make it work, kind of. And because it's part of, again, because it's one of their passions. So, and then he drew the parallel of what if we challenge us to look at our businesses that way. So our business with It Works, if we looked at it in a way that had that much at stake, I think that we'd probably all work a little different. Now, the beautiful thing about it is that we don't have to pay tens of thousands of dollars to start this business. And that's a good thing because most people can't afford that. But the bad thing about that is just as easy as it is to say yes, because it's $99 to join. You can even pre-sell your apps and you can join for free. So as easy as it is to say yes to join, it's just as easy to say no. So unlike that, the restaurant owner, it was hard to come up with that money to start, but it's really hard. They can't just quit what they're doing because they have too much money at stake. But with us, it's really easy to say yes, but it's also just as easy to say no. Hey, this didn't work for me. I quit. But if we would just look at it like we have this investment and just really take care of it and work hard. Now, we don't even have to work from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. every single night to break even. Not even close. Like, we can break even. We sell 4 wraps, guys. Like, we sell 4 wraps and we break even. Everything else, if you're doing your job, if you're sharing and you're posting, then you're breaking even, and you're even so much more on top of that. So I really thought that was a really cool parallel, that if we just... if we treat it with more, if we take it more seriously, I guess, and we just realize that it's the time that we put in, it's going to pay off, and it's so much more than if you look at like a traditional business, like running a restaurant. It's just like, it's so unique, our opportunity, that we can literally join for essentially free, and we can start making money like right away. If we would just treat it like that and work it like a business instead of like a hobby. Because if you treat it like a hobby, which it's totally fine, if you want hobby money and you just need a couple little money for spending money, or you want to pay for daycare, whatever it is, if that is what you want, you can work it like that. But I know there's a lot of people on here who have bigger dreams than that, and they want to maybe retire a spouse, or they want to stay home and make a complete income. And so if that's the case, you have to treat it that way. You have to give it the time. And then you got to realize that, yes, it is easy to say no. The thing about our business is it's not hard to do. The things that we do with It Works, there's people on all walks of life. So there's people who are college graduates who've been corporate America, people who didn't graduate from high school. So like, all I'm saying is it doesn't take a specific skill set to do what we do. It's easy. What we do is easy. However, it's a lot of easy things that you have to do. So in order to be successful, yes, it's easy, but you have to do a lot of easy things regularly and consistently. So it's not that it just happens, because you have to do things, but they're not hard things that you have to do. You just have to do a lot of easy things. You have to follow up. You have to talk to people. You have to get out of your comfort zone. So all those kinds of things. But again, just the idea that it's really easy to say yes, really easy to say no. So if we just didn't treat it that way, and if we just treated it more like the opportunity that it is, and I just really think it would really change things, because like I said, I was thinking about that this week and it really made a lot of sense for me. And then the last thing that he kind of closed with, just kind of the idea of, people think we're crazy, but the idea of working for somebody for the rest of your life, that's kind of more crazy. And just the idea of whose dream are you building? Are you building your dream, or are you building someone else's dream? Because typically people who work like a traditional job, they're building someone else's dream. They're working for somebody else who has this big dream of a company that they have created for themselves. But just the idea that here with It Works, like we truly can work our own hours when we get to that point, and we can just dictate what we want to do with our time instead of it the other way around. So anyways, so are you taking care of your restaurant is what I called this, because if we just treat this business as serious as it could be, and just don't think like as easy you can be, start as easy as you can quit. So that's what I have for you. Hope you guys are having a good Friday, and we'll talk to you very soon.